northernmost permanent settlement in the world. I just arrived. It is 10:30 at night right now, and look at this light. The sun is still high in the sky. I had to get out of the room and just walk around and explore. I can't believe that I'm here. I flew from Tromsø to Oslo, and then I flew up to Svalbard. Look at this view. This is crazy. There is more polar bears than people, so you're not allowed to leave the confines of the town without a rifle. So in here, I am safe. I can walk around no problem, but I'm not allowed to leave if I don't have a gun because you need to have protection. I will say, as I'm walking around, I know I'm safe here, but every time I hear a little noise or something, I'm like, oh, polar bear. It's also weird walking around at 10 o'clock at night, knowing it's 10 o'clock at night and people are going to sleep and it's this bright outside. It's the strangest feeling because it's kind of quiet out, but the sun is out, but I'm just kind of exploring. And then tomorrow I have a kayak tour and a glacier. I kind of can't believe it. But this is the view in front of me as I walk down the street. Amazing landscape. Unreal. I am so far north right now. Look at these houses. They're adorable. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going right now. I'm just going for a little walk because I feel like I have to. I feel like I should, right? I kind of want to go down to the water and see the water. Oh, there's people in town, so maybe I won't feel as weird like walking around here. Here, let me show you. Wow, guys. It's a little cafe. Look at this guy. Okay, I have to admit, I almost didn't walk down near the water because I was feeling a little lazy, and I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then I remembered, I'm in freaking Svalbard, and I'm gonna walk down near the water and see the mountains and the sun at 11 o'clock at night. Look at this view. Look at my shadow. Hi. Wow. I'm just gonna do a 360 for you guys. This is unreal. It's almost midnight and I was starving, and there was this little like food truck with hot dogs, so I got one because I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight if I'm hungry. So I'm gonna eat this hot dog and then I'm gonna go back to the room and hopefully I can fall asleep because my tour picks me up at 10. I think it's like an 8-hour thing, so it's gonna be a long day. I just woke up. It is 7:30 in the morning. Last night, as you know, I was up until probably 1 just exploring. I knew it was a bad idea, but I had to do it. But for now, my hotel provides a free breakfast every day, so I'm gonna go downstairs and get some coffee, which I need so bad. Breakfast was amazing. The view was insane. They had floor-to-ceiling windows all on one side of the restaurant, and it looked out onto the mountain and the beautiful landscape. They had everything you could ever want at the breakfast buffet: eggs, French toast, bacon, granola, sweet pastries, bread, a whole juice and smoothie station, and then a coffee bar. It's 9 o'clock right now. My tour is going to come pick me up at 10. So I'm just getting ready for the day. Pretty standard with all the tours here. They come and they pick you up at your hotel and then they bring you down to wherever you're going. I have 3 tours planned so far. the kayaking tour, and then I have 2 boat tours and 2 more days where I don't have anything planned. Usually when I travel, I try to plan 80% of the trip and then leave the 20% open for when I get there for recommendations. So while I'm kayaking today, I'll probably ask the guide or anyone else on the tour if they have something that they recommend. I've just found that if I plan literally every single day, every single minute of a trip, I end up regretting it because something comes up. You just kind of never know until you get there. I would also like to have some time to walk around the town because I had a couple people message me and tell me that there's some good shopping here. It's also super dry here because this is the Arctic desert and I'm feeling it in my sinuses. I feel like very dry and stuffy. I'm doing it with Better Moments. It's called Icebreaker Paddling Along Glacier Fronts. Kayaking in front of an active glacier is one of the most unforgettable ways to experience Svalbard. Surrounded by icebergs, the massive wall of Severine Glacier rises above you as you glide through the icy water. A rare and humbling perspective. This day trip is guided by professional instructors. It includes full gear, transfers, and a warm lunch on the return journey. No previous kayaking experience is necessary.
Down along the front of the glacier, spend about 2 hours in the water is our aim, and then we'll come back.
Okay, but you can just make her
We just suited up and got on a rib boat. It took about a 20-minute journey from Longyearbyen to the glacier. It's right behind me. I'm speechless. It's beautiful here, and so far I have nothing but great things to say. I'm wearing my life jacket, like waterproof or like windproof suit, and then there's gonna be paddle gloves that are attached to the paddles. And we're taking a small boat right now to the shore because we can't bring this boat closer to the shore. So yeah, this is crazy.
If you are in trouble, you can shout to me. If I need you to do something, I can shout at you. But I think you forward.
I was swimming in
Drop the big chunk of ice in your kayak. And you see them roll, you see them move. So give everything space. But if it's small, you can go up and grab it. That's it.
And if you listen closely, you can hear the crackling of the ice as the air hits it. This is insane. I just got back from kayaking along the glacier front. It was insane, unbelievable, magical, theatrical to just be next to this massive creation that's thousands and thousands of years old, that's constantly evolving and changing, and feeling how small and powerless you were in comparison to it. Really, it was something that I wasn't expecting to feel. There was this sizzling sound that was happening with all the little icebergs floating around from the air bubbles bursting inside of it. It was like a performance. I will say though, it was a very long day. It is 7 p.m. right now, and we left at 10 a.m. We were probably kayaking for 4 hours, and it wasn't like paddle, 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 stop. It was like we were paddling for 4 hours. I was partnered with this very nice girl named Angie, who is also a solo traveler from Vancouver, and she was really cool. We took pictures of each other, and it was awesome. Then we had soup on the way back and bread, and the soup was actually really good. Okay, I'm waiting outside my hotel for my tour. I almost forgot what I was doing. That's how tired I am right now. I'm doing a midnight sun nature photography tour, and I wanted to show you what the outside of my hotel looks like. I heard the receptionist tell someone that this was originally built in the 1940s, and it was an office for the coal mine here. That's pretty cool and interesting, and it's a beautiful hotel, and they've been very nice to me. I just had a really good dinner there, so. It's a tradition here whenever you enter a restaurant or a shop or a hotel to take your shoes off. And this goes back to when this was a coal mining town, and obviously coal miners had very dirty shoes. And I think it also has to do with like wintertime and mud and salt on your feet, etc., etc. So a lot of the times when you enter a hotel here or a boutique, they will have a locker to put your shoes in, or sometimes they'll also have little booties that you could put on your feet. Pretty interesting, because in my hotel, for example, everyone just walks around in their socks, and then sometimes in the coffee shop and stuff, you'll just see people hanging out in their socks, and it's like a cozy vibe too. I really like it. I wish we did that in the States actually, because it makes a big difference. Like the floors and the carpets are all very, very clean here. Good morning, guys. It is my third morning on Svalbard, and last night I finally caught up on sleep. I was so tired. Doing the 3 tours pretty much back to back, the kayaking, the wildlife safari until 2 a.m. and then the boat tour at 8 a.m. the next day was a bad choice. I'm glad I did it though, because I saw so much and I felt like I had to, but I came back from the boat tour and I was exhausted. Today is a way more relaxed day. I'm gonna go have breakfast at the buffet at my hotel. Then around 3 o'clock, I'm going on a fossil hunting tour, which would be so much fun. They have lots of fossils on Svalbard because the way that the landscape formed. I learned in my tour yesterday that they've actually found quite a few sea-dwelling dinosaurs here, and some skeletons that were like fully intact. But I'm sure I will learn more about that on my fossil hunting tour today. So I'm super excited to do that because I've never hunted for fossils before. We're hiking to go find some fossils right now, and we're actually going over to a glacier that's behind Longyearbyen. So crazy, crazy. So millions of years ago, this area was actually a rainforest. So you can find millions and millions of leaf and twig and branch imprints in the rocks here. Look at this guy. Look how big this leaf is. There's one here too. Now there are no trees on Svalbard. It's a desert. So it's amazing to see this here. And look here, you can see this was once a gigantic leaf. It looks like it starts here and it goes all the way up there. You can see the vein. Wow, that's so cool. I was just thinking, I don't know the last time I did something like this. Like, obviously, I've never looked at fossils before, but exploring just for the sake of exploring, like touching the earth, looking through rocks, and just, I don't know, really good. I'm not gonna lie. I have to do things like this more often. It's just such a grounding experience. The fossil hunting tour was actually really, really cool. I felt like I was in Jurassic Park. It was awesome. Like going through the rocks and just exploring and being in the earth and like moving things around. And I had these really cool girls from Germany on the tour too, and I got to talk to them. Like, that's the best part about travel, is meeting new people and just being in situations that you wouldn't be in your everyday life, and having just really cool, interesting conversations. And you just learn a lot by talking to people. Like, who comes to Svalbard and who takes a fossil quest tour? You know what I mean? So it was a great time. Tomorrow I'm doing a mine tour, because Svalbard was formerly a huge coal mining town. That was the majority of the jobs here. So a lot of the buildings that are existing now were formerly housing for coal miners. All of the mines are shut down now. I think the last one shut down within the last couple of years. But tomorrow I get to go to an actual mine, go inside. You even get to wear like their coveralls and hat and everything. And I think it'll be really interesting to learn the history about it, because it's a huge part of their culture and their history here. And a lot of the reason why certain traditions they have now are still intact, like as I said, taking your shoes off when you walk into a place and walking around in your socks, because the coal miners had coal on their shoes and dirt, and everything was just really dirty. So I'm super excited for that. That's a relatively short tour. I think it's like 9 to 12. And then at 2 o'clock, I'm going on another boat. I'm going on an Arctic fjord safari, I think. Small boat this time, not like the big boat I was on last time. But I'm gonna put my overnight mask on because my skin is so dry. It's this Biodance mask, and I'm really struggling with the dryness. So yeah, the overall consensus on Svalbard is I love it so much. I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad that I got to experience the midnight sun. The midnight sun is so different here than it was when I was in northern Norway. Like, the light is just so bright. But for now, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. just picked up some lunch. I got oat waffles with sour cream and Nordic berries. It looks so good. I'm so hungry. I just got it from a cart in the middle of town, but I think it's gonna be exactly what I need. I'm gonna miss my waffles when I go home. I think I might get a waffle machine, but I don't know if I'll actually use it. I just finished the mine tour, which was kind of like a last minute thing that I signed up for. It was so cool. Being in the space and seeing what the working conditions were like and kind of what their daily life entailed and how small the space was that they had to work in for 8 hours a day. I think it put this whole place in a better perspective and gives you more of a story behind why a lot of people came here and what they did for their jobs, because at one point mining was such a big part of life here and so many people here worked in mines and people would come here to work in mines, but now all the mines are empty. There's no more coal, so there's no more jobs in the mine. I really enjoyed it. So if you come to Svalbard and you don't think that a mine tour would be something you would like, I recommend you think again because it was really cool. Just found a polar bear. He's eating a walrus on the shore. We're not allowed to get that close, so it's very far away. But look at how cool this is. A little debrief from my tour yesterday. So the tour that I went on was originally supposed to be the walrus safari, which I was really excited about because I've never seen a walrus before and I really wanted to see them. But then I got an email about a week ago that the walrus migrated early, so they switched the tour from a walrus safari to an Arctic fjord safari, and I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. No one can control the walruses, so I guess I'm gonna go on this tour instead and just hope for the best. The boat that we were on was a very small 12-person rib boat, and we drove up to this cliff and we saw all these puffins. Hundreds of puffins just flying around in the water, taking off, landing. The puffins were so cute. They came like super close to the boat, like they would fly like right alongside the boat, and they were so fast too, like they're fast little guys. So number one, I was like, oh my god, we saw puffins. Like I was happy with the puffins. So then we continue on the tour. We go up a little bit. And these are all areas that I had already been to already from my other boat tour, like the bigger boat tour that I went on the other day. So I was kind of like, I already saw this area, but with wildlife, you obviously can't control them and you don't know what's going to be there one day versus the next day. Like things can change so much. So then we go up a little bit and then there's some reindeer on the cliff, which is so beautiful. The reindeer are just really majestic and I've seen so many this trip, but still I'm like, wow, they're so beautiful and like their antlers and everything. It's so cool. We're going through kind of the middle of the sea and then all of a sudden someone screams, "A whale!" and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" and the boat turns off and we just go outside and we look and there's just a whale like going up and down, and then we turn the corner into this little inlet area and I could see from a distance the white of the polar bear, and I elbowed the guy next to me. I was like, "It's a polar bear." And it was a polar bear eating a walrus, a beached walrus, but we were so far away you couldn't see kind of like the gruesome details of it because the regulations around polar bears are very strict here. You have to remain within 300 meters of a polar bear, and once you see one, you can only stay in the area for 10 minutes and then you have to retreat. You're also not allowed to tell people where the polar bear is exactly to prevent big crowds from going and bothering it. And my guide said that they actually haven't seen one in 3 months, so it was a very, very rare sighting, and I feel so lucky. The thing about tours here is obviously you can't control what you see on the tour, and so far I've seen a lot of animals here. But now today is my last full day here. So sad. I'm so sad to leave. So I'm gonna go into town. I think I'm gonna go to Husky Cafe and get breakfast there, and then finish up all of my things in town. And tomorrow I fly to Oslo for 1 day and then I go home. What an adventure. As I arrived, it is now my last day in Svalbard. The last 6 days went by so fast. I saw so many beautiful things, amazing landscapes, beautiful terrain, beautiful water, so many animals, beluga whales, reindeer, puffins, even a polar bear. Amazing. I could not have asked for a better experience. I met the most amazing people. Svalbard is actually a visa-free zone, so you can come here and work for as long as you want from wherever you want, and it creates the most interesting, eclectic, international vibe, unlike anywhere else that I've ever been to in the world. It's just the coolest place. I'm so sad to leave, honestly. This has been such a wonderful experience. I feel so lucky to have had it. But now I'm waiting for my bus to take me to the airport because there are only a few hotels here. So there is one bus that goes around to all the different hotels and then brings you about a 5-minute drive to the airport. It's super close. So I will be heading home. But thank you guys so much for following along on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I will see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.